I sat by the pool, enjoying the warm rays of the setting sun. It was a perfect summer evening, and at 7 years old, I was finally tall enough to reach the edge of the water without any help. My parents were inside, getting dinner ready. And I couldn't resist the temptation to dip my feet in the refreshing pool water. As I splashed around, the sky slowly turned darker, and the world began to take on an eerie feel. I thought I heard rustling in the bushes nearby, but I dismissed it as the wind playing tricks on me. However, as the noises continued, my heart began to race, and a shiver ran down my spine. I looked around nervously, but there was nothing in sight. Trying to calm myself, I stood up and decided to head back inside. But just as I turned to leave, I saw a shadowy figure at the far end of the pool. My breath caught in my throat, and I froze, unable to move. The figure seemed to be getting closer, yet I couldn't make out any distinct features in the fading light. My instincts screamed at me to run, but for some reason I could not bring myself to move a muscle. I called out, "Who's there?" But the only response was the sound of my own trembling voice echoing through the backyard. The figure continued to move, now closer than before, and panic washed over me like a tidal wave. Summoning all my courage, I took a step back, ready to make a dash for the safety of the house. But as I turned, I noticed something even more unsettling. The water in the pool had turned dark, as if a veil of blackness was spreading beneath the surface. I could no longer see the bottom, and my reflection had vanished entirely. I felt a cold hand grip my ankle, and I screamed, pulling away with all my strength. Whatever was beneath the water was trying to drag me in, and terror surged through every fiber of my being. I stumbled backward, fell to the ground, and scrambled away from the pool, not daring to look back. Inside, my parents rushed to my side, trying to calm me down, but I couldn't find the words to explain what had just happened. The fear had rendered me speechless. As my dad went outside to investigate, my mom held me close, trying to reassure me that everything would be okay. When we heard my dad yelling from the backyard to call the police, I freaked out and ran up into my room to hide. My dad had found a dead body thrown in the pool that was next to me. And that dark stuff I saw was the blood of my father's manager. And apparently the shadow I saw was a sick man that my dad worked with. He was trying to frame my family for the murder of my dad's manager. Telling this story, I'm sure you can guess that that man did not get any promotion after that night. In fact, he is still in jail to this day. And yes, I am still extremely afraid of pools still, and actually, all water for that matter. Story 2. The moon hung low in the sky as a soft breeze rustled through the trees, making the night feel surprisingly cool for summer. My friends and I, a group of teenagers eager to escape the monotony of suburban life, gathered around the pool in my backyard. Laughter filled the air as we splashed and played, relishing the freedom that came with the absence of parents for the weekend. Among my friends were Sarah, the outgoing and adventurous one, Jake, the laid-back jokester, and Emily, who, like me, was more cautious but couldn't resist a night of fun. We were having a blast, making memories that we would cherish for years to come. Little did we know that our lives were about to change in ways we could never have imagined. As the hours passed, and the clock neared midnight, the laughter subsided, and we settled into a calm, relaxed mood. Emily suggested we play a game of truth or dare, which we all eagerly agreed to. The dares ranged from silly to slightly dangerous, but nothing too extreme. After several rounds, it was my turn to ask Sarah, and a wicked idea crossed my mind. "Truth or dare, Sarah?" I said, a mischievous grin spreading across my face. Sarah hesitated for a moment before responding. "Dare." I paused, thinking about what I could challenge her to do. Then it hit me. "I dare you to swim across the pool and back with your eyes closed." Sarah laughed, seemingly unfazed by the dare. "Easy peasy," she said confidently. She closed her eyes, took a deep breath, and began swimming across the pool. As she reached the middle of the pool, we watched in anticipation, waiting for her to turn back. But suddenly, her laughter ceased, and we saw a look of terror wash over her face. She stopped swimming and started flailing her arms, as if something had grabbed her from beneath the water. "Sarah, what's wrong?" Jake shouted, panic in his voice. But Sarah couldn't respond. She thrashed around for a few more seconds before disappearing beneath the surface, leaving us speechless and horrified. In a panic, Jake and I jumped into the pool, searching frantically for Sarah. We pulled her out of the water, her body limp and lifeless. Tears streamed down our faces as we called 911, but deep down, we knew it was too late. The police arrived, followed by paramedics, and they tried their best to console us while investigating the incident. They searched the pool and its surroundings, but they found nothing unusual. It was as if Sarah had been taken by an invisible force. In the days that followed, we mourned Sarah's death, struggling to come to terms with the loss of our dear friend. We couldn't bear the thought of returning to the pool, haunted by the memory of that fateful night. Now, I never really like to admit to people that I believe in this, but a long time ago there was a little girl who drowned in that pool under mysterious circumstances. I won't get into all of that though. I've been too busy mourning the loss of my best friend for the past few weeks to do any more investigation.